Okay, Desmond is going way off into the future again, but this is even more so than what Willie asked with the playoff projection. Do we have a future, and not to correct your verbiage there, but it is the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Famer on our current team?
Man. Wow.
We're looking like 20 years into the future in terms of induction.
Yeah, maybe more.
Yeah. That's like a first ballot. Sure.
Yeah, you know. I think that you would just have to look at the most talented guys on this roster. I think that the list starts with Leonard Taylor and James Williams for potential. You know, I champ 100 LT. Yeah, Leonard Taylor and James Williams. You know, 5 stars, both of them, and game changers on the field already. You have to look there. You know, quarterback is a position where if you win, you get in. So I would say Tyler Van Dyke on that list for potential. Past that, I think that some people would need to be in some real perfect situations to hit that ceiling, and that's a I mean, legendary, you know what I mean, kind of a thing. But that's where I would start. I would start with those 3. TVD. Oh, Vontae Williams. Ooh, now that's one. Excuse me, very physically talented. Oh, and he's the 4th guy in the 40 race. My bad. Like, his Twitter handle name is literally Slow Down Boy 7 because, like, when he was running, when he was younger, like, damn, slow down, like, because he was like that fast, you know. It's like the kind of the neg is the, you know, the praise or whatever. But yeah, so Tay would be the 4th person in that race. Another very, very fast kid, gentleman. I mean, he's not necessarily a kid anymore. But yeah, I would say you could add him maybe a little bit lower on the list towards maybe being a potential, you know, Pro Football Hall of Famer. But I think it just starts with having guys of great talent and then helping them realize that talent. And for me, that's why I would put that list at that. And, you know, I could be persuaded that someone else could maybe potentially be on the list as well.
I'm not trying to squash anyone's projection here or their hopes and dreams about what these players could do on this team. I'm just trying to put in perspective how difficult that is. So let's rewind more than 20 years and let's go to those historic Miami teams of roughly 2000 to 2003 and when those guys were recruited. So if you take, and let's understand, those are all-time teams, and this team just went 7-5. So let's go back, and they should project to be much better than 7-5, but still 7-5. Let's go back 20 years. Who on those teams are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Ed Reed.
Well, yeah,
last year was 2000, correct? Yeah, well, we can take that block.
Right, no, yeah, I got you. Reggie Wayne was a finalist twice. He's not gotten in yet, but he's going to
should push through. Okay.
Santana Moss, probably, maybe not. Clinton Portis is on the list. He's been in the nomination process. You know, obviously, the one that sticks out is, you know, Sean Taylor. You know, unfortunately lost his life.
Yeah.
At a young age, and that kind of, I mean, obviously, was that Frank Gore, who just retired, so he's a couple of years
played
out.
Forever.
Yeah, I mean, and played well forever too. You know, like, you know, there's something to be said for that. Andre Johnson is another guy who should be up for the Hall of Fame, especially when you consider he put up the monster numbers he did, and he did it with just like Joe Schmo and the average guys, you know, playing quarterback with him. If he had a real quarterback, you know, and was on like a good team, oh boy, like, you know, think of what the numbers he could have done. But to that point, yeah, it's been. I don't know that Vince gets in, man. You know, I don't. It's really tough to project an interior line. Same thing with Shockey.
Jeremy Shockey, I don't think is going to go to the Hall of Fame.
I think that he was a really good player, and I think that there's, you know, obviously he's a legend and everything, but I just think that I'm not sure that he gets into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You know, and of course I overlooked the great Devin Hester, who should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer, and the fact that he wasn't. But yeah, so then you're talking from the legendary Miami teams, like 3 and a couple possibles. You know,
but right now there's one, correct?
Yeah.
Or is
right now it's
three?
Ed Reed. Yeah, and then you have on top of him. So there's one. So you have probably 3 more surefire guys, and then 3 possibles, you know, on top of that. So yeah, it's tough to say like, oh, there's going to be a bunch, because like you usually don't have lots and lots of them. Like it's very, and even with guys like a Jeremy Shockey, who had a great NFL career, a guy, I mean, look, we didn't even mention Greg Olsen. Greg Olsen had an incredible career. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy Graham, another incredible career.
What years were Jimmy Graham?
Well, Jimmy Graham was a little bit later.
Yeah.
But he played the 1 year after he got done with basketball. Because he played basketball for 4 years and he played football for 1. You know, because as a 6'6.5" guy, you call it 6'8" in shoes, power forward. He was just like, hey, you know, like, but I'm actually 6'6". I know that. So I'm a mismatch on this football field and everything. So he's a guy maybe, but I mean, yeah, again, you're talking one that's in 3 that are pretty certain and 3 to 4 possibles. You know, so to say that there's 4 total possibles on the roster right now in Coral Gables is not crazy. You know, now it will take a lot to get them from where they are to gold jacket status. You know, but again, unless you get a really perfect fit in the NFL and, you know, some luck and some injury luck and some just game luck, you know, it's hard to project that with certainty. But, I'm sorry. I had HBO on the background, and I see that Westworld is coming back in a month, and I love that show. So yeah, sorry, got distracted. But it'll take a lot to get them from where they are as college. I mean, all of them are sophomores. I mean, I know that TVD is a third-year player, it's a redshirt sophomore, but you're talking about 4 guys on the roster who are sophomores, going from sophomores in college to through an NFL career, and then to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's a lot. But I would say you have to start with the 4 most talented guys, and I think that makes sense.